Exactly. He was Ruby Rod.
He was. Yeah. If here's the thing: if it comes out that it's Battlefront 3 with the depth of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, we're gonna eat our words so fucking hard.
Dude, I hope I do.
Oh, yeah.
I hope I have to eat total fucking crow on this. I hope I am completely wrong. And I know people come into the comments and say, you are the biggest asshole ever. You were totally wrong. LucasArts is back. And I will say, you know what? I'm so happy that you guys were right and that I'm a complete asshole. You're totally right. Because that's what I want. As a Star Wars fan, I want to be wrong. But I haven't been wrong in the last 15 years.
Not once.
Not a single once.
Well, Joe, I gotta ask you.
Holy shit.
Well, Joe, since you've been kind of quiet on this, what are your thoughts on this?
I've been just having slight nightmares at the idea of an X-Wing versus TIE Fighter game along the lines of what Nate described. Like, I can totally picture it now, like a film by film flight simulator that's watered down and dumb, and that multiplayer is just you in different ships fighting against people in different ships, and then just pushing that out there.
Actually, let me jump back with another speculatory thing: the return of the Rogue Squadron series. You think maybe?
Maybe.
You know what? I'll tell you what. It's a possibility, and I'll even go one further. I will say that no matter what this Star Wars game is, it's going to be Wii U exclusive.
Oh.
and it could quite possibly be another Rogue Squadron, which would kill my soul. Even though those games were okay, I'm sorry, but the
on-foot stuff in Rebel Strike was not okay.
And I don't like the on-rails nature of those games whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah. I've had enough.
If you put me in a Star Wars vehicle, I want to be able to go where I want to go.
Yeah, you know what? I've had enough of the Hoth battle in a game. I love the Hoth battle, but how many iterations of that battle in game form have we seen now since Shadows of the Empire, which is the first one and best one to get it right?
632, right?
Something like that.
Right?
Yeah, I think maybe.
Pretty sure that's it.
No,
that's
631.
the number.
Yeah. But yeah, I get this feeling, Nate, you're absolutely right. It's going to be a Wii U launch exclusive.
Yeah.
Totally, that's what it is. We know now. I think you're absolutely right. That
there you
feels
go.
right. That feels right to me as soon as you said that.
And it'll be a launch title. And you know what? You're probably right. I mean, I didn't have Rogue Squadron in my top 3 picks, but you are probably absolutely right. It is probably another Rogue Squadron game, and it's probably the same on-rail shit that we got from the GameCube versions. And we'll just have to deal with it. And it'll be prequel. It'll all be prequel. It'll all be clone troopers and fucking, battle droids and all that shit that we fucking hate.
Yeah, well, wishful thinking on my part, and you guys might agree with me, EU stuff, like post-Return of the Jedi stuff.
Well, that's what I want to see.
Me
even
too.
if it just takes place, even if it's an original story that takes place during the timeline of the original trilogy, I'm down. I'm there.
Yeah.
I will buy it immediately, day one.
Like X-Wing Alliance, that shit was perfect. That's how you do a side story to the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we won't see it, man.
Yeah. We won't. Right.
Lucas has final say on everything, and he has pretty much disavowed the original trilogy.
It seems like he has, yeah.
He's like, the prequels are my vision. They are my magnum opus. They're Thank you, Scotty.
Yeah, we're talking about wishful thinking. Should we probably move on to E3 speculation? Because I mean, this discussion is going to be full of wishful thinking if we move on to that.
Yeah. I mean, this whole fucking episode is wishful thinking.
Yeah,
it's about shit we're not gonna see.
Yeah.
E3 2012 is right around the corner. And some interesting rumors are already flying. Sony actually might be acquiring OnLive. The rumor came out that they were going to acquire an online service. It was between OnLive and what was the other one, Alex?
It was I'm looking for it right now. It started with a G. It was like Gaiku or something. It might have been a Japanese thing. I'm not.
Yeah,
totally
a lesser
sure.
known online service.
Yeah, if they were smart, they'd go for OnLive, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's probably where it's going to end up. Is that they're looking to pick up OnLive, and that would be a big boon for Sony. I think the architecture is already in place. They're probably going to have to drop a lot of fucking credits on it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
are we still talking about Star Wars?
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it'll probably be worth it. I mean, them getting a functioning online service out of the box like that already has a good subscription model in place, which they'll probably fuck with. I mean, we all know it. They're going to fuck with it. It's going to be a pain in the ass after Sony gets a hold of it. And it'd probably be a boon for OnLive as well, because while it's been a successful product as far as I know, and it works, which nobody thought it would. It is, it is competing against the big boys. It is competing against consoles and PCs, and not everybody is ready for a streaming online service where you don't own your games.
It behooved them to sell out. That's what I think we can agree on at this point in their cycle.
It's like I just think that Sony in the end would ruin it. But for a time, it would probably be a good thing for them.
This reminds me of that discussion we had a number of episodes back where we were talking about Valve entering the console race and possibly acquiring something like OnLive.
See, and that would be the dream.
Yeah.
That would be because I'll say it right now, we're into the E3 discussion. I'll just go into it right now. I'm fucking done with consoles. I mean, they're garbage. They're bullshit. There's too much. There's too much overhead. First of all, consoles have gotten far too expensive. Games have gotten far too expensive, and they're for how limited they actually are, and to be dictated to and be so closed, such a closed product as they are. I mean, God, I think Microsoft is just now talking about, and this was one of the other rumors for E3, about actually getting a web browser on Xbox Live. It's like, this is shit you should have launched with, dick. And you're expecting me to run out and buy your fucking $199 console or whatever that thing is now. It's like, fuck you. It's ridiculous. They're dated out of the box. I mean, you buy a console, it's dated out of the box. First time you start it up, that thing is dated. It is 5 years behind the times for what you can get on a PC. And I'm just done with it. I'm tired of it, baby. And then you tell me I have to pay for an online service and that you need my credit card, and to play multiplayer I have to give you more money or fucking have to sign up for all this other bullshit. I can't sell my games. Can't do this. Can't do that. I'm just a dirty pirate. Fuck them. I'm sick of it. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo can all suck my balls.
What I'm kind of, with that said, I know that you said that you wanted to get detailed specs of the Wii U and a price point.
Well, yeah, I'm still interested. I mean, we run a fucking video game podcast, dude. That doesn't mean I look at it more. I look at the entire industry right now as just a giant train wreck that I can't stop watching.
Well, here's what I'm wondering is, like, how... I mean, in all seriousness, how many people feel the same way? I'm not quite at the level of saying fuck new consoles, though I mean, I want to know about them because I'm interested, just like you were saying about, like, the Wii U, but I have no plans to get a PS4 or Xbox Durango, whatever the fuck they're going to be calling these things. I have no plans to be getting those at launch at all.
Well,
my PS3 is totally fine.
I'm not ready for the next generation yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there. Like, the problem is for me, though, like, I will get the next one. I will get it when it comes out because I'm that guy. Sony has me. Sony's got me. Yes, I'm a whore. We all know this by now. Let's not move on.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. They had me and they lost me. Well, in the course of 5 years.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering how many people are feeling that way with you, like you are, and if like that's the case, like if we're going to see maybe a new PC renaissance, like I feel like PC gaming was the forefront back in the 90s, wasn't it? What do you say?
Oh, it absolutely was.
Yeah.
I mean, the games you got on console were ported from PC.
Well, and they were
for the most part,
and they were always pale comparisons. I mean, almost always.
It was always PC lead. Then to the consoles, if you could do it. I mean, there wasn't a lot of porting between back then because consoles couldn't run most PC games.
Yeah, and then even during the PS2 and Xbox and GameCube era, there was PC was still kind of lead, if I remember right. I mean,
remember way back in the day, you had Knights of the Old Republic on PC for 2 years before you got the port for Xbox.
No, it wasn't that long, but it wasn't
it? I could have swore it was a long time.
Well, you know what? I don't know. So, but
I could be wrong. I mean, I'm just going off of memory. which is obviously faulty at times.
I would totally be down. Yeah, after like 30 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would totally... I totally see like that being the case though, because I remember, KOTOR I think came out in 2002 on PC, and then it came out in 2003 on Xbox. I don't think it was like a year, but I think it was something like a 6-month window or something like that.
Well, either way, and that was, I think, God, that might have been one of the firsts, maybe. I mean, I know we had like Duke Nukem's.
Sure, and going back to Star Wars games. Like all the PC Star Wars games, like Dark Forces, Rogue Squadron.
Did those come out on consoles?
Yeah, Dark Forces came out on PlayStation 1.
Rebel Assault.
Yes, it did.
Assault. Oh, man. Dude, I logged me some Rebel Assault time. We always go back to Star Wars. You're totally right. It always goes back to Star Wars in this show.
Star Wars is it defines everyone.
Yeah, it got me gaming. Star Wars got me gaming. So yeah, it needs to go back there when we're talking at least. But yeah,
it unites and binds us. It's an energy field.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that it was made up of microscopic things.
Don't do it.
It was it was a very Ubermensch kind of.
What was
thing,
that?
Yeah.
What was it called again? What's those
midi-chlorians? Yeah. That's binds us together as Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Wow, Nate, I can just see the steam coming out of Nate's ears that we're trolling him right now.
I fucking hate you both. Anyways, so we're talking about Sony. I think it would be great for them to get on live. I think it would be a big boon for them. Probably bring in a lot. Probably sell consoles. Would I like to see a Steam console with on live? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the fucking dream. Because I seriously doubt Valve would say, "Okay, yeah, let's run in-game commercials."
Well,
I seriously doubt that would happen.
If they did, you would give up gaming forever, though, and I wouldn't blame you. Because it's like the one company, the one bastion of righteous gaming suddenly sells out in the worst way imaginable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, and I think speaking of Sony, I think we can all agree that we would love to see Kevin Butler show up at E3. I mean, I love Kevin Butler.
I would like to see a return of late 2010, early 2011 marketing from Sony. You know, just that whole campaign that just garnered them so much goodwill and was funny, and it seemed like they had a sense of humor about themselves. It made Sony much more likable, much more approachable. It made the PS3 much more approachable, and for some reason it just died off. It's like they stopped. I haven't seen Kevin Butler in forever.
Yeah, I think I saw him on like an ad for Motorstorm Apocalypse last time I saw him doing anything, and that was like 6 months ago. So who knows? Yeah,
it makes no sense why they're not taking more advantage of that, and I hope we see him at E3. I hope he has a big presence there. I hope we see, and I hope that like launches a new marketing campaign to bring the PlayStation kind of back into the race, basically, going into this holiday season.
Well, you know what I would love to see, actually, because this kind of feeds into another thing that I mentioned yesterday I'd like to know, is I'd like to see Kevin Butler come out on stage during the Sony press conference and play Last Guardian for everybody, because I need to know that game still exists, and I want to get a fucking release date, because I'm fucking sick of this shit.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're not getting either.
Yeah, probably not.
You're not getting either.
This is wishful thinking,
it would be nice.
Yeah. No. Well, remember, we're doing wishful thinking right now. I'm just saying that would be the highlight of the show for me.
I know, but nothing gives me more pleasure than crushing your hopes and dreams.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, that's fair.
Joe, Last Guardian. Are we gonna see it ever?
Ever
at this E3?
No, not at this E3.
I don't.
It's not happening.
We're not seeing it at E3, but I want to. I want to see it so bad.
It would be nice. I just don't think it's going to happen.
No, not at all.
Especially with all the drama that went down earlier this year with what's his face? I don't know his name. I don't have it in front of me. But he left, like the main developer, the creative director or whatever. He was like, "I'm out of here." And then then Sony comes out. He's like, "No. He's still working on the game. He's just not employed with Sony anymore." It's like, what?
Yeah, well, Joe, didn't you say you wanted to see, in terms of unlikely games, didn't you say you wanted to see Dead Island 2, even though that game isn't even existing?
Absolutely.
Not even being made? I mean,
I keep remembering, like, shortly after that game came out, and it was a big, giant success after it, got major patched, but they trademarked Dead World, and I was like, yes, give me a sequel. And 2 years down the road, give me the sequel.
Yeah.
Well, see, I enjoyed Dead Island. I didn't like the fact that it was, on an island. It's like I would. It's like, could you a globe-trotting zombie killer? That would be amazing.
Hop in your own boat, tour around the globe.